Okay, so we're back and we started in the song editor for what I consider to be the best workflow for this program. This is kind of how you'll be doing it in other programs that are considered more professional, but everybody has their opinion. You could get the job done. It's not the tools, it's the worker behind the tools that gets the job done. Okay, so make sure whatever one you choose, you get familiar with, you play with it, you practice it, you read around on it, and you get to know the program fairly well because that will improve your workflow and keep the job exciting and fun, when you know what you're doing. When you get stuck, it's always like a bummer. All right, cool. So again, let's listen to what we have really quickly. No symbol there at the beginning. Took out the hi-hats and the kick, and here the clap comes out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so now that we have that, what if I wanted to add another drum pattern to this track? What would I do? Okay, I would create a new pattern. I would make sure it's 2 bars. I would go down here and I would name it Kick 2. Now, I have a kick 1 and it has this pattern. But now I have a kick 2 and I want to change the pattern. So let's play around with it. Now, for starters, I can mute this and play everything else while I make my beat and hear if it sounds right or wrong, right? It's hard to do on here because listen, while I have that, which is great, I can turn it off when I'm ready, but I can use that as well. Okay, and sometimes that works. Let me see. Probably, let me see. All right, so we could do it that way, but I can also, like I was telling you, play the song and highlight kick 2. Okay, so let's say I wanted to use that as a break. I go here, I'm going to delete the first 3 because I'm going to use the first 3 or the first 2 from the original kick pattern. Okay, so look what we have here. We have 2 highlighted kicks on the regular kick pattern. It's empty here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars, and then comes in another kick drum pattern. Let's listen to it. New kick drum. Okay, great. So if I wanted to add another change to the kick drum, I would add a new pattern. Okay, and keep adding new patterns and new tracks. Let me save because I want to create variations, but also be able to recall my previous arrangements of a instrument instead of having to recreate it every time. So this stays. So now if I add another kick drum pattern, okay, and I highlight that and I mute this, I can do this if I want to. Let's listen, just listen. Okay, so let's put that here, and here we have. All the while, let me take off this. I have this one. And that was a space bar hit, by the way, to get it started. Okay, so now I have options. So let's say I wanted to move these two back and put this one last and keep adding variations or different things to it. Get rid of the first one because we already have something there in the first pattern. So let's hear what we have now. Great. Okay, it should have looped, but I forgot to turn the loop back on. So great, but you get the idea. And I would do that for every instrument that I wanted to add a new pattern to or arrangement. And I would just keep drawing it out like this until I got a 2-3 minute song arranged. Okay, but this is only the beat. We haven't added any instruments or, well, musical instruments like horns or pianos or anything else. We'll do that in the next video, and I'll show you how to use something called the piano roll, and then we'll go over the mixer and compression and EQ and some other videos to follow. Okay, but please take a look at this, practice this, add a couple more instruments if you'd like, but always remember, if you're doing this workflow, when you add a pattern, okay, make sure it's the same length as all the other patterns. And then you add your instrument, for example, cello. This pattern now is going to be called cello, and I never made this one kick 3. Okay, so now we know what it's called. When you click on this one, it takes you straight to that pattern on the right, okay, which is nice, quick and easy way to get to it. And now on my last one, I have cello, and there's nothing else being arranged on that pattern except for the cello. Again, I would do that one more time. Boom, plus add it, add an instrument, name it over here, and then it will be on its own pattern. Great. So play around with that, mess around with that, get comfortable with it. And when you come back, we'll try to add a piano or a violin or something and see what we can do. All right? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.